I'd like to talk about two different watch brands. Both have different price points and quality levels, and they are both from different countries of origin. One is the Seiko watch, and that is a Japanese origin watch. The other one is the Rolex, and that is made in Switzerland. Rolex is a Swiss-made watch, but is originally made in England. The company was started in 1905 by two men. One of these men was Hans Wilsdorf. Hans's family now owns Rolex under the name of the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, and they have owned the company since 1960. Rolex became famously Swiss after World War I due to England's poor economy. They are still located in Geneva, Switzerland to this day. A Rolex, being a high-quality watch, ranges in the price point of $6,500 to $75,000. Pretty high. But most of the Rolexes purchased by customers cost $7,000 to $12,000. Now when you compare that to a watch like a Seiko, you would probably think there is no reason to buy a Rolex. Rightfully so. A Seiko brand new ranges from $150 to $2,000. Watches are strange because there are so many different factors that determine their price, like how many were made, collectability, materials used like the metals, crystals, and diamonds, and also leathers, which are used for the watch bands. Another big factor of the watch is how durable it is. Most watches are waterproof, but some are made to withstand crazy amounts of pressure. A Rolex, for example, in 2008, they created the Deep Sea Diver's Watch. It can go 12,800 feet into the water. A human is safe to dive only 60 feet. Seiko makes dive watches as well. Most of their models are rated to 660 feet, which is still plenty, especially for a price point of $500 compared to Rolex's Deep Sea at a price of $18,000. A little high. Here's a crazy fact. If the average human is safe to dive only 60 feet, then a Rolex Deep Sea is 213 times greater than the human ability, and a Seiko dive watch would be 11 times greater. Seiko is one of my favorite watch brands. A lot of the people in my family have a Seiko. I have one on right now. This one. It was my great-grandpa's, and it is solar powered, so I don't even need a battery for it or anything like that. Most watches you have to get a battery to keep them going. Seiko was started in 1881 by Kentaro Hattori. He opened a watch shop in Tokyo, Japan. Kentaro knew a lot about clocks and pocket watches. He started working on them at the age of 13. He also learned that the business side of jewelry was a hard and rigorous business. He owned a shop in Tokyo, and it was a major success due to him being able to import a lot of clocks and pocket watches that a lot of people in Japan couldn't get. Kentaro started Seiko at the perfect time because people in Japan, mostly people in the wealthier class, wanted clocks and pocket watches. Kentaro's shop sold both. At the same time, the wristwatch was widely said to be invented in 1880. Seiko created the first quartz movement watch in 1969. It cost as much as a medium-sized car. Seiko also created the first automatic watch in the 1980s. It runs off of kinetic movement. I have that watch, I just don't have it here at this house. It's a pretty cool watch. You just move it around and that thing, it will run off that. Rolex made $5.2 billion in revenue, and Seiko made $2.2 billion. These numbers are from 2019 business reports. So yes, Rolex makes more money as a company, but their famous name and pricing, also advertising with famous athletes and sports like tennis and Formula One, all contribute to this.